Good morning, Facebook. Here today we're looking at Psalms chapter 45, looking at verses 1 and 2. And you see in this whole psalm here, you see it's one big wedding song dedicating to the King of Judah. But you see in verses 1 and 2 here, you see what the psalmist is doing. He's praising the king for how he is towards his people, in reference, how he treats his people, saying that in everything, you, O king, you are good and righteous in everything concerning your people. You care about them. You care about their well-being. Every decision that you make, every law that you pass is for the benefit of your people. But you see, as I was reading this earlier, you see the Lord laid it on my heart. You see, as Christians, if we apply that to a relationship with Christ, if we look back, how much has God been good to us? How much has the goodness of God followed and pursued us in our lives? Not just when we sought after Him, not just all the times we've been in church with our hands in praise to Him, but how about all them times when we've lived in active rebellion against Him? How about all the times when we've run away from Him? How about all the times when we were living and squandering in that pig pen? You see, even all the times when we ran from God, you see how His love, how His grace, how His mercy has been so actively pursuing us. You see His goodness and mercy, how it's been not just active where we are, not just yesterday, not just this past week, but even all the years ago in the past. In those small little details that are unforeseen, that we take for granted. But you see all the times God's hand of protection has always been around us. And think to ourselves, where would we be if God was not there? Where would I be if God had not made a way in my life? Where would I be if God was not there guiding me, protecting me, lifting me up out of the messes that I put myself in? But you see here today as Christians, as we start our day, let's do a daily reflection. Think back to the past before we start our day, before we even go to work here this morning, and think what God has done in our lives. And don't let it be just some mundane ritual. Don't let it be some forethought that we just push back to the closet of our minds, but allow our minds to truly ponder and realize just everything that God has done in our lives, how His goodness and mercy has brought us to where we are today, even back when we used to pray to be where we are today, when we could only dream of the things that we have in our lives. But how many times do we find ourselves cursing the very things that we once used to pray for? As we start our day today, can we see the hand of God and realize everything that God has done in our lives?